Hi, welcome back to Mariah's Block. Today I will be making another dish. I will be making shrimp fried rice. It's super simple if you know exactly what you're doing and you have all the ingredients that's needed to make this dish. It's really, really good. Um, if you're a fan of shrimp and if you're a fan of shrimp fried rice, then you'll love it. So let me show you some of the ingredients that's needed. You'll need some eggs, carton of eggs, or you mainly just probably need about 3 or 4 eggs, depending on how many people you're cooking for. Next, you'll need some shrimp. Again, it depends on how many people you're cooking for. You can get a big old bag like this, or you can get like a smaller bag, depending on how many people you're serving. You're also going to need some vegetables. And you can get this as canned or frozen vegetables. Depends on you and what you prefer. You're also going to need um, some butter for the shrimp. You can use any butter. You can use this kind, or you can use, um, there's another kind, I forget what it's called right now, but any butter will work for, it kind of gives the shrimp a little bit of flavor. For seasoning, you're going to need some garlic powder. You will need some salt. You can use sea salt or this type of salt. You're going to need, and it's optional, but you're going to need some LAWRY'S seasoning salt. You're also going to need some garlic salt. This is also optional because you're using garlic powder. So it just kind of tastes like garlic with a hint of salt. So if you don't want that much salt in your food, that's totally fine. Um, you're going to need some onion powder. If you don't want to cry, you don't want to chop up any onions, and you just want this to be a fast, simple meal, then you can get a seasoning called chopped onion, and it should look like that, or it should say chopped onions on the bottle. Um, you're also gonna need, and I have packs, but you can buy a bottle of this. I'm not a real big fan on soy sauce, but you're gonna need some soy sauce. So if you have some soy sauce in your refrigerator, if you just had Chinese food the other night and you don't really want to buy a big old bottle right now and you didn't get to use the remaining soy sauce, then you can definitely use just some packs of it. And then you're going to need some rice. You can use brown rice or white rice depending on if you want to be healthier. I've heard that brown rice is a lot healthier than white rice, but it depends on you. When preparing rice, um, I've had some interesting things happen to me when preparing rice. Sometimes it comes out perfect, and sometimes it comes out to where it's not my best, but I tried. One thing you want to do when you cook any type of rice or even noodles, you want to have your pot of water boiling. You never want to just put it in there because if you want it to kind of cook um, when it's supposed to, you want to make sure your water is boiling before you just put it in the pot. So right now I have boiling water. I just put the rice in there to start cooking. Um, so and I put a little bit of salt, just regular salt. Um, you don't really need oil because it's not gonna, if even if it sticks to the pan, that's okay. But if you're cooking noodles, the reason why you put a little bit of oil in there is because you don't want to stick to the pan because that is kind of hard to get those noodles out from the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my shrimp, and um, instead of using oil for it, I'm going to use a little bit of butter for the pan. Um, so that way you can have like more of a buttery taste than an oily taste. So here's what I'm going to do. And you want probably about that much butter at first, but you want enough butter that will fill the pan. And you kind of just want it to like kind of wiggle around in the pan. Excuse the no makeup on right now. I have completely no makeup on. This is all natural. The other day when I cooked, I had a little bit of makeup on, if anyone noticed. So now that the butter has kind of filled the pan, um, now I'm going to take my shrimp. And you can also buy, it depends on which store you go to, you can also buy your shrimp without the tail on it. Or you can spend your time after cleaning your shrimp. You can also spend your time just taking the tail off of the shrimp if you want to. But it's all up to you and what you prefer. If you like the tail, kudos. So now, like I said, I'm going to take my shrimp and I'm going to put it in the pan. So there's different sizes of shrimp, frozen shrimp. So the size I'm using today is small. If you want like a medium size of shrimp or even a larger size of shrimp, they should have that at the store. So if you want big bites of shrimp for your shrimp fried rice, that's totally fine. You're still gonna have the same. You should still have the same result of cooking it. So again, it's totally up to you. So now we're gonna kind of just. It's, as you can see, it's still kind of frozen. So you kind of just want it to let the heat kind of cook it right now. It's okay because some of the shrimp kind of stuck together because it's frozen. So you can kind of like spend your time kind of breaking them apart if you want, or just let the heat do its thing to them. Now you will notice there's like a little bit of water down at the bottom. That's okay because that's from the shrimp and that's totally fine. And I have to be honest, I'm not good at measuring. I never have been. So when I do season food, um, I just try to season it to my preference. I know some people say put 1 cup of this or 2 cups of that, but it just kind of depends on you, honestly. If you like your food to be extra salty, go ahead and have fun with that salt. Oh, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. When you do subscribe, do not forget to hit that notification bar. And if you have any type of content you would like to see me do, just message me down below in the comment section and let me know what you'd like to see me do. Um, right now, I'm just kind of making some food tutorials now, but I don't really know what you guys want me to do. I know someone wants me to do a makeup challenge, but I haven't gotten to that yet. I know someone else wants me to do a day in my life, but because of COVID and everything, I really don't go anywhere. So I don't know what I would do on daily if I did go somewhere right now. So if you want to, now that the shrimp is the heat's kind of taking over the shrimp to start kind of cooking it. Um, Now what you want to do is you can add more butter if you want to, or you can just start seasoning with your seasonings. But also, give me a minute when I check on my rice. And also, when your rice is done, you want to drain it off if you have a drainer. It's like a big old bowl, but it has a whole bunch of holes in it. If you have a drainer thing, then you can definitely use that and use that to drain your rice. You can also use the same thing and drain your pasta. If you ever cooking pasta, you can use that to drain both of those things. It's a lot easier than accidentally like pouring half your pasta or your rice down the drain because you want to eat that. So if you have one of those, perfect. If you don't, just try to be as careful as you can because again, you don't want to accidentally pour all your hard work down the drain. So now what I'm gonna do, since some of the shrimp is kind of doing its own thing right now, I'm gonna start seasoning the shrimp. And my heat was kind of at the low point, but now I've turned it up a little bit because you don't really want to cook this too fast if you can help it. So I'm gonna take some onion powder and kind of sprinkle it on there. And if you're cooking this for someone else, I really would prefer that not that you taste your food, but you keep a little bit more careful eye on what you're doing to it. Because again, if you're not cooking it just for yourself, then you want to make sure that the next person that eats your food doesn't choke or anything on too much seasoning or not enough seasoning. So now I'm going to take the Lawry's seasoning salt and sprinkle it on there too. And if you want to, like when I start to season my meat or my main course, once you stir it up, you can go back over again with the same routine of the seasoning and put more seasoning on the food all over again if you want to. And then you're going to take your regular salt and sprinkle on there. Now, regular salt, you really have to be careful because you really don't want to have too much of this because it'd be like taking a handful of this and putting it in your mouth. So just be careful with any of these salts, the seasoning salt, the regular salt, and the garlic salt. Be careful with those salts. So now what you want to do is put some garlic powder on there. And you want to put some garlic salt on there. And like you said, you want to use chopped onions if you really don't want to cry or deal with, you know, having to stand at the counter and chop up a whole bunch of onions. Then you can use this seasoning called chopped onions. And it tastes just like as if you just chopped them in your kitchen. Now what you want to do, since you've already seasoned it and your um, shrimp is now getting ready to cook, you now want to go ahead and start kind of stirring everything. Now I just want to stir your shrimp. Make sure you get all the seasoning and everything um, kind of soaked in together. So it's smelling really, really, really good. So while this is cooking still, if you want to, you can go ahead and add your mixed vegetables to the same pot because everything's gonna go together. Um, your rice, the mixed vegetables, the shrimp, everything's gonna come together, or it should come together. Um, so I'm gonna grab my vegetables and start putting them in here as well. As you can see, it looked like at first like I had a whole bunch of um, shrimp in here, and now it looks like I don't really have that many. And like I said, if you get like the medium size or the large size, you're gonna get a pretty good amount. You should get a pretty good amount into the pan. So I'm gonna take my vegetables and switch them up too. Now these are kind of frozen too, so you just want to kind of, you know, get these warmed up as well. You kind of just want to stir everything together. You can add more butter because you have vegetables in here. You can definitely put more butter into the pan with the vegetables. Another thing I didn't put into the pan, which I totally forgot, you can add some black pepper to your food. That's another source of like flavor. So now that we put pepper and butter into this mixture, you just want to kind of let everything cook now. Um, Once the meat and the vegetables are cooked, um, since we do have like a little bit more water than from when we put the shrimp in, you can definitely drain this water, not all of it, but maybe some of it. So, like I said, keep an eye on your rice because you definitely don't want that to burn. Um, or you at least try not to have it burn. kind of just want it to kind of cook itself now. So like I said, you're going to need eggs. So once this water is somewhat drained off, I'm going to cook the eggs. And by that time, the rice should be done. But if not, then the eggs will at least be done. And you can definitely mix it into the vegetables and the shrimp. So once that's done, I will come back and show you what I have done. So now that your rice is done, I went ahead and put the eggs into with the shrimp and the vegetables. I took a little bit of the water out from making the vegetables and the shrimp, but that's totally up to you. If you want a lot of water remaining into your shrimp fried rice, it's totally fine. And when I finished the rice, I just went ahead and drained the rice because it had water on it. And now we're just kind of mixing everything together. And you want your rice to be nice and moist. You never want any crunchy rice. You really don't want it so moist that it's kind of like clammy taste or has a clammy sound. You literally just want your rice to kind of come together. But you definitely don't want to stick to the bottom of the pan if you can help it. So now what I'm going to do to make it really look like shrimp fried rice is now I'm going to take my soy sauce, or lovely soy sauce, and I'm going to grab a pair of scissors first because I can't open it. It might say child proof, but sometimes they make things that are adult proof too. Now what you want to do is go ahead and open up your soy sauce. Be very careful because this, once it's open, it will spill out like crazy. But you don't want to put the label in your food, so you kind of cut it on the side, and then you just kind of open it up a little bit and just pour it all over. So now I know that's not enough, so I'm going to open another one. Same thing. You just want to kind of try to make sure the juice is down at a place where it won't squirt out on you. Kind of cut it to the side. Open it up. Kind of sprinkle it around. And now kind of just mix it in, these 2 packs for now. So if you ever have someone in the kitchen cooking with you, you just, like, if you ask them for scissors, do not hand the scissors like this because it looks like you're about to stab them. Take it by the handle and hand it to them like this, or you're going to stab them by accident. And trust me, those blades are sharp and they hurt. So now I just want to kind of mix in the 2 packs of soy sauce. With me, I don't think you really need any more. Like I said, it's a preference if you want a whole bunch. But you have to remember too, soy sauce is a little bit salty. So however much seasoning you put into your food, you're also going to want to be careful how much soy sauce you put in there as well. And I used about 3 eggs. I think if I make this next time, I will probably just use about maybe 1 or 2 eggs. But yes, eggs is part of this recipe. If you're not a fan of eggs, that's okay. It'll still have flavor from everything else, but if you're not a big fan of eggs, you don't have to make eggs. Some people, they don't use actual onions. They use something called scallions, which is still an onion, but um, it just depends, again, on your preference, which you like. So now this is done. I'm going to go ahead and grab a plate and show you what it looks like on the plate and take a bite of it too. So you kind of know I'm going to kill myself or not. Just kidding. Just kidding. But again, when you're making any food or you're making this type of food, or honestly, another step, when you're cooking any type of food, you really want to pay attention to what you're doing, if you can, because you don't want anything, if you don't have to, you don't want anything to stick to the pan. Rules from last time: when you go ahead to cook, you want to put your hair up if you have long hair, so no hair gets into your food. Doesn't matter if you're cooking for yourself or cooking for your family. You want to make sure you have your hair up. You want to try to keep your hands clean after putting your hair up, whether you do it before you start to film or even after. Like, you're going to want to, after you put your hair up, you're going to want to wash your hands. You're also want to stay focused to what you're doing. Try to remember whatever ingredients you need, whatever foods you need. Make sure it's already out and prepared for you to be using it. And just have fun with it. Have fun with cooking. I didn't learn how to cook. I didn't really start cooking until I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I only knew how to cook ramen noodles and make a sandwich. So my cooking has come a very long way. So just be creative. If you watch your parents in the kitchen and they make certain foods, if you want to know how they do it, just stay in the kitchen and learn. A lot of foods I've made today, I learned how to do it from my parents. And then, of course, watching other people do it. And everyone's different. So if you see someone on YouTube that is making this and they have other ingredients that they use compared to what I use, it's okay. You decide for yourself what you want to do, and it's perfectly fine. Now this is done, completely done, and you'll know your food is done because the shrimp doesn't look super pink anymore. The vegetables are soft. The rice is soft. So now what you want to do is try to take this off the unit or it will continue to cook and your food will burn at the bottom. So now I am going to get a plate and put some on a plate. I'll be right back. So now my food is done. As you can see, the shrimp fried rice is completely done. So now I'm going to take a bite of it. It's extremely hot, so I'm trying not to burn my mouth. Yep, it's fine. It's good. So now that everything is done and prepared, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or things you'd like to say, comment down below. I'll be putting this ingredient on my description box. Please subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, do not forget to hit that notification bar so you do not miss any upcoming content. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for watching. And if you want to make this dish and you want to put me into the script of you making it, just put my name in it if you want to. Like I said, I'm still learning what I want to do on this channel and what kind of things you guys would like to see. So let me know. But I do, again, appreciate you guys for all watching, tuning in. Thank you for the people who have subscribed to my channel, who do tune in and watch my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm still kind of shy at doing this. I'm not used to doing this. So, but I do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching my channel. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying my videos. I'm sorry I'm not as consistent as others, but like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what type of things I want to put out there and what I want to show you all. So thank you for watching LAWRY'S block, and tune in for the next video, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy this dish that I made if you decide to make it. So thank you for watching LAWRY'S block, and have a good weekend and have a good night. Thank you.